Okay. So, good evening, everybody. You're welcome to today's today's market forecast and outlook for the 28th of June 2024, brought to you by your ever dependable trading pro, prolific, proficient, and professional. We trade together as one. So without taking so much of your time, let's get down to our economic calendar, which is part of our preparation. So tomorrow is Friday, the last day of the trading month, and a lot is going to happen tomorrow. Why do I say a lot is going to happen tomorrow? It's basically the last major trading day. Monday is going to be a new month. So the month most likely will be closing on Sunday. So you're going to see a lot of activities tomorrow. So if we look at the economic calendar, it's basically calm, except by 1:30 when you have Canadian dollar GDP and US dollar core PCE price index. So apart from that, tomorrow, there's going to be a lot of news drivers, but nothing so fantastic tomorrow. So without taking so much of our time, let's get down to our pairs. So as always, we're going to start off with the Euro GBP, US 100, dollar index, Euro USD, GBP USD, gold, pound yen, and euro yen. So we're going to do a recap. We're going to start off with the pound yen. We're going to start off with the pound yen. So we're going to do a recap of what our outlook on this pair was for the London Asian session. We're going to do a recap so that we see what our forecast is. So for those of you who would like to start, everybody. So this is the YouTube page where most of the videos are. So if you would like to reach out to me or connect, you could go down to this description content of the video. If you wish to go to any video link, you just click on don't click on the instrument name, click on the number. It will take you specifically to where the instrument was talked about. So, because if you click on the name, it will take you to a general collection of everybody. Are we on the same page? So you don't do that. So, and also, if you would like to reach out to me on Instagram, this is my Instagram handle. If you would like to send me a message on Telegram, this is my handle. If you would like to sign up with Trading Pro, you could use this link down here. So without taking so much of our time, let's get down to what we had to. We're going up now to EURGBP. GBP, US 100, dollar index, Euro USD. We look at it now. This candle pattern, it might be playing now, but let's wait and see. So we'll go to the 4-hour time frame. Price is basically sitting within a range of sorts. It's sitting within a range candle. So looking at this now, we didn't have a close below this low here. Price just came very close to it, rallied this. If you watch the review of yesterday, you know where I pointed this at. So looking at this, we might have a little bit of a retracement into this other block here. And if it plays out, then we might see price try to sweep 84.75 before 84.78 first. So let's go down to EURGBP clockwork. Fair value gap was price bounced off the fair value gap, and where the price hit 84.75. As I said, it will peak here first, then before this area. So this is what you need to be aware of when you're trading. There's always going to be a checkpoint before another one. So looking at this on the daily time frame now, let's look for our forecast for tomorrow. Remember that candle pattern I told you about? I told you that the next day is going to be bullish. Yes, this is bullish, but not so convincing. But if we look at this on the monthly, we are having a long upper week. So most likely, this bullish move might cover up this fair value gap tomorrow. most likely. So if we drop down to the 4-hour time frame, we're going to be looking at any fair value gap there that might offer a long opportunity. So we don't seem to have any, but we have that candle formation on the daily, long upper week. So most likely price may be going in for 87, 84, 78, and this area tomorrow. So going into tomorrow's trading, we're going to see short-term bullish trend on the euro. So what would that mean? So we're going to go down for that to see what that means. So the next we're going to be looking at is the US 100. So we're going to do a recap of what we anticipate, what we forecasted on the US 100 during our, so the next pair we're going to be looking at is the US 100. So before we go forward, I'd like to introduce our broker. Trade idea icon as support, and you can already see price is already moving away from it. So if we move down to the 4-hour time frame, we already have a swing low. So the possibility exists that price is going to go for 1977, 19766, and then 19806. So this pair for now, if you notice, it did not close below this. So that points to the fact that you might be seeing a sweep of any of these highs or this fair value gap. So the next pair we're going to, so what the US 100 do, look at it on the 1-hour time frame. Completed. This was where it is. If you go back to the video, this was where we were. And this is where I said price is going to come to. Done deal. So this pair is going to still continue to the upside. If you look at it on the daily, has a bullish setting, but it's within this fair value gap. So that's a bit suspect, but given and looking at it again, did it close above the previous day's high? Just marginally, yes, it did, but with a lot of strength. So that points to the fact that tomorrow, any down move on this pair is going to be an opportunity for a continuation to the upside. So probably they'll try to fill this fair value gap tomorrow. That fair value gap comes in at 19916.4. So they'll try to fill that fair value gap tomorrow. So the next one we're going to be looking at is the dollar index. We're looking at the dollar index. Let's look at our recap during the London session. Just like I pointed out yesterday night, this price is reacting from this rejection on the weekly. This is still bullish, but you might see a bit of a retracement as a result of this rejection. So if we look at this now, the first 4-hour fair value gap has been broken by price. So which points to the fact that, and you can see there's already a retracement into this and a rejection. So looking at this pair, we might be seeing price moving down into this. Might be seeing price move down into this. Price may be coming down to try and fill this lower fair value gap here. As you can see, there's already a rejection from the upper level. So if we drop down to the 1-hour time frame, we might be seeing a little bit of weakness as a result of the news coming in by 1:30. So price may try to retrace to fill in all this imbalance left before they continue to the upside. So for now, this pair is still bullish as long as it stays above 105.37. So what the price do, if we go down to the 1-hour time frame, you see that price has filled most of that fair value gap. So even if we look at that 4-hour fair value gap, see price dip to the lower end of it and has closed back above this. So what this points to the fact is that we might see bullish continuation, because I'm of the opinion that this may be trying to gun for any of these levels here. Any of these levels. That's what I'm of the opinion that they might be trying to do, because price has closed back inside the range of the monthly. So they would want to close on the monthly with a bullish emphasis. So, and if you notice, a long lower week on the daily, and they will try to close back above 105.91. They will try to close back above it. And if they do that, they're going to continue to the upside tomorrow. So we're looking at bullish continuation on the dollar index going into tomorrow. So if we look at the Euro USD, remember we have a possible bullish trend going into tomorrow on the Euro pound. So what would that mean for the Euro USD? That means that we might see sort of bullish trend going into tomorrow on this pair short term. So if we drop down to the 4-hour time frame, we can see that price is within this 4-hour fair value gap here. This pair is still bearish. It's still bearish. So any retracement to the upside on this pair will be an opportunity for a short. Because if you notice, there's this fair value gap here on the daily. It's like an inversion. An inversion. You see this fair value gap here? You see the way price went above it, came back down below it, and you see the way it rejected price. If you go down to the 1 hour, it's going to be very clear. See the way price rejected there. So for now, that's here. As long as price stays below here, the possibility exists that any retracement on this might be for price to move back to the downside. So that's what we'll be looking for tomorrow. So the next we're going to be looking at is GBPUSD. Look at the GBPUSD. Look at it on the daily. Let's look at what we had on our forecast for GBPUSD. We're looking at this pair. This pair for now is going to retrace a bit. We'll be looking at this fair value gap here and this. So we might see a little bit of a retracement, bullish retracement, and a continuation to the downside. So let's see. Let's go to the 1 hour. It closed with a long upper wick. That's not good. Remember what I said? Go to that 1 hour fair value gap, but it didn't close above it. So that means that there's still rejection on this pair. Then there's a change in state of delivery. That is, these two up candles was used to create this high. Now it served as another block. When price came down, it's supposed to have supported price, but if you notice, price has closed back below it. So for this pair tomorrow, you'll be watching for any retracement to the upside for a move to the downside, as this pair is still bearish. This pair is still bearish. It's not yet bullish. It's bearish below 1.2702. It doesn't mean it cannot rally and attack this high. It can. Because everybody who is selling, they would have decided to put their stop loss here. So it might just rally, spike everything, and continue back to the downside. So that's what you might expect tomorrow. So next we are going to be looking at the gold. So let's look at what my anticipation on gold was for. It is gold. Gold is bearish, but we're going to see a bit of a retracement. Just like I pointed out yesterday. If you watch the review of yesterday, there was a level I pointed out on that on gold. And that was, I think it was this high. I said, once you get the close above this high, I think it was this high, either of these highs, I can't remember. You see the retracement, you see the bounce, the break of this, sharp move back, sweep of this liquidity. And that's what we have playing out now. Price is moving up to the upside. If we look at the 4-hour time frame, most likely this will close above this 4-hour fair value gap. So price is within this area. So going into New York, we might see bullish move on gold. So you'll be waiting for a retracement. You cannot take a long position here. So what you would do is you drop down to the 1-hour time frame. You're going to box this low to this high. Then you wait to see what price will do at the equilibrium and the 75. If it gives you bearish evidence, then you can take, because this is an external to internal range liquidity. So let's see what's, and we're waiting for it. It just blew right through. So for now, this pair is still bearish, but we have short-term bullish trend. So I'm of the opinion that it may sweep 23.37 tomorrow. Even if it doesn't sweep it, you will see price come close to 23.35.41. That's what you might see tomorrow. Because if you notice, when it got in here, it didn't drop. So that means that it might sweep this high, probably come up to this area, and then move back to the downside. Then the next we're going to be looking at is the pound yen. So let's have a recap of what we had on the pound yen so that we know what we're looking at. We're going to be looking at is the pound yen. This pair is still bullish and it is ranging within a 4-hour range candle. So if we look at this now, price is within 1, 2, 3, 4 within this week here. And if you notice, they've already closed above this 4-hour fair value gap. So what you'll be waiting for is a retracement. We already have a change in the state of delivery with this candle here. So what you wait for on the 1 hour is a retracement, because where price is now, you don't want to take a long there. So you wait for a retracement, probably into this down candle or the lower time frame, and a continuation to the upside. Because what the price do? Where's that? Let's go to the 4-hour and see what happened on that candle. Remember, this was a candle I talked about. I said there was a change of state in delivery in this candle. You see, created a fair value gap and has broken it. So most likely 203.88 is on the radar for this pair. If you watch this 4-hour candle overnight, close bullish, then the next 4-hour candle is going to hit you. The next 4-hour candle might most likely hit it. So for this pair is bullish. If it retraces, you watch this box that it broke out of. You watch the equilibrium. So how are you going to do that? You're going to pick here to here, and you notice the equilibrium lines up with the consequent encroachment of almost this fair value gap. So if it drops in here, look for bullish evidence to 203.88. So the next one we're going to be looking at is Euro Yen. Looking at the Euro Yen, this pair said has woken up, and let me see. Okay. You see the way it came to the previous day's high, sank into this fair value gap. So most likely 172.58 is next on the agenda. So you'll be watching this fair value gap and a continuation to the upside. So that settles it. Let me just